Hey guys, welcome back to the homestead. So I actually went and got adjusted the other day, and I noticed after I adjusted my neck and my jaw, my ear kind of was a little clogged up. And mind you, pretty much since we moved to the Ozarks, I'm constantly having to pop this ear. But I noticed that it was like, it's different now, right? Now that everything's kind of back where it should be, it's kind of different. And so you can almost tell it's clogged now. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to come up with I wanted to put together my garlic oil recipe so that way I've got something to put in my ear. And this is really good for any type of like clogged ear, possible pain in the ear, just to kind of try and see how it goes because, the properties in the garlic, the properties in the olive oil. But again, of course, if it doesn't get better after a couple days, or you start to notice blood or oozing or hearing loss or constant ringing or any of that type of stuff, you should probably go and see somebody that can help you out with that, because hearing loss is no joke. If it can be prevented, we need to prevent it. So with that being said, what I have over here already is I have my olive oil already starting to warm. I have crushed my garlic. So for this, I'm using 4 ounces of organic olive oil, and I have 5 cloves of crushed organic garlic. And so what you're going to do is you're going to heat this on about a medium-high heat. And what you want to do is you want to get this to where you can actually, smell the garlic in the air, but you're not cooking the garlic, right? We're not trying to burn it. We're not trying to scald it. We're not trying to do anything. We're just really trying to get a nice slow infusion. What I like about this is if you have a lot of ache in the ear, or like with small children or something, and you're trying to get them to go to bed at night, sometimes a little warm oil in the ear will kind of help with that process. Now, of course, we're going to ultimately bottle it up, and I have 2-ounce amber jars here. We're going to bottle it up now, but if we use it in the future, it's very easy to warm it back up to that consistency to put it back in our ear. Don't microwave it. Please don't microwave it. I would probably use it in like a double boiler type of situation, or just on a very low warm. I mean, you could even take and heat you up some warm water and put the jar back into the warm water and let it warm your entire bottle again. Or you could put it, in the dropper and even hold it with your hand until it gets to a nice warmth if you want to do it that way. Now those, the hand warmer things, they're kind of nice too. So if maybe you don't want to take the oil and wait for the oil to warm up, you could take the oil, put it in your ear, and then put one of those over it. Because actually, I was with Rivka the other day from the Prepared Homestead, and bless her heart, her ear was bothering her really bad, and we bought some of those hand warmer things and put it right on her ear, and it really gave her a lot of relief. So I'll be adding more of those to my preps, because when you think about it, you think about trying to do like on the spot warmth. It's kind of hard, right? So like if you need, like maybe you have a toothache and you need to put that heat directly on it, and you don't want to have to keep running back over and heating it up, those are kind of nice. Put a cloth between it and just put it right on it and keep it warm in your ear, in your jaw. Even on your neck, shoulder issues, whatever. And at the end of the season, at the end of the winter season, they always mark them down so drastically cheap. Not that they're hugely expensive to begin with. So it kind of makes sense to throw some of those in the preps. Now, this is only going to take just a few minutes to kind of get those properties together. Like I said, you're not trying to burn this. You're just trying to kind of lightly infuse it. And so I have just kind of cooked it through the magic of editing, right, where we've sped things up a little bit. And so I've just kind of cooked it at that low, medium-ish kind of heat, like I said, until you can kind of smell that garlic bloom in the air. And so you're not going to, don't take this and pour this directly in your ear. Make sure that you let it cool a little bit. So what I usually do now is I'll just kind of let it naturally cool back down to where it's warm, but it's not hot. And then I'll filter it out. And that way, everything can still kind of infuse in that process, but I'm not worried about burning my garlic or, burning my oil or anything like that I'm doing. I already have my setup over here of my measuring cup and my funnel and my basket. And really the funnel is just kind of there to keep the basket elevated so I don't have to hold it the whole time. But if you wanted to, you could just hold the basket and pour it. And I've got my smaller funnel with my amber jars and then my tops for those. So I'm just going to let this rest until it cools down, and then we'll come back and we'll bottle them up. Okay, so it's been a few minutes and everything has cooled down nicely. So all I'm going to do now is just pour everything through the funnel. And this is, again, one of those things where I definitely would use a wooden spoon or stainless steel, not anything plastic. You definitely don't want that infused in. We're just going to let this kind of drip drain. Yeah, so it's cool. It's warm to touch, but not hot to touch. So if I needed to use this in my ear at this very moment, I could, or if I was going to. What I usually like to do is I'll put a couple drops in my ear, and then I'll put a cotton ball or some of those silicone things in there just to kind of keep it in place for a few minutes until I start to feel some relief, depending on how severe it is, right? With small children, you're lucky if you can keep the cotton ball in. This is usually where I put the kids, let them lay their head in my lap and kind of play with their hair while I had the oil in their ear. So that way they just kind of, they enjoy the attention, and you're treating them and they don't even realize it. I'll move that out. And then all we're going to do here, take our little mini funnel. So then all I'll do from here is I'll take and put a piece of tape on it, or one of my labels, depending, and just write garlic oil and the date that I put it together. And then you just have this on hand. Like I said, I mean, if you look in the stores, the price on this varies. So to me, it's really easy to throw this together. Some recipes you'll see actually will throw essential oils in and stuff, but honestly, I'm hesitant to just drop essential oils in my ear, regardless of how diluted they are. I will apply them around the outside of my ear to, kind of help with pain and stuff like that. But to drop them directly in my ear, if you don't know if your eardrum's ruptured or anything like that, like, you could be asking for some severe complications. I mean, tea tree is supposedly really good for ear infections and stuff like that, but again, I would just rub that on the outside of the ear. I would never just drop it directly in my ear, because tea tree on the eardrum, from what I hear, is not a very good combination. So as easy as this is to mix up, I mean, again, if you wanted to make it in larger batches too and cook with garlic oil, right? I mean, garlic is phenomenal for your diet and your health anyway. But this is just an easy way to kind of get something thrown together quick. Most of us have garlic in our homes. Most of us have olive oil in our home. So if you're starting to feel like a little clog or a little tingle, or the kids, it's the wintertime and you can see them constantly tugging on their ears, it might be good to just throw this together, put a couple drops in. I mean, it's all natural. Everything that's in it. there's no preservatives or anything like that that could harm that could harm you in any possible way. So I figured I'd just throw this together quick for you guys, considering, it's flu season and everybody apparently seems to be going down around me. Another way that we can naturally take care of things, again, my elderberry must be working and my immunity bomb must be working. Hopefully it continues to work, because the last thing I want to do is go down with the flu right now. But everybody around us that is taking it is recovering fast. Those of us, that are not doing it, are, bless their hearts, really struggling right now. So keep them all in your prayers. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.